welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Nikki, and we are a bit weird around here. I'm back for my honeymoon, so I feel refreshed, I feel happy, I feel rejuvenated. It was so refreshing to lay by the beach, and all I could ever think about was, wow, when I get home, I can't wait to film a reading vlog. So hi guys, we're gonna have a reading vlog today. Right now I have 2 holds on my library and there's a lot of people waiting, so I'd like to actually listen to these as audiobooks. And the first one would actually be Babel by R.F. Kuang. This is a dark academia. He's from China and he has to learn to transcribe things. I hear this is a very good book. Is this based off of Yale? Oxford. This is based off of Oxford. I don't really know much about this book. I just know it's dark and I really just want the academia vibes. I really just want the cozy vibes. The other hold that I actually have going on right now is also my book club pick, which is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Now, I've actually tried to pick it up a couple times. Not that I'm not like wanting to read it, it's just I wasn't in the mood for it because I was about to leave for Jamaica and I did not want to bring this with me. I ended up reading other books instead, so I might end up listening to this one as well. I don't know, but I definitely want to get through Babel first. This is on my 24 books of 2024. I need to like get through that TBR, you know what I'm saying? In between my dark academia books, I would like to read The 7-Year Slip. Now, I knew this book came out last autumn. I'm a little hesitant and a little nervous. A lot of people really like this book. I really don't want to not like it. She just lives in the house. This guy comes there and then boom, they like form a little relationship and it's really cute and it's very autumn looking. So that's kind of like my little book lineup I have going on. That doesn't mean I will read these though. I am the quintessential mood reader. Say I'll read a whole bunch of these books and we might actually come out with none of them. I think I might pop on Babel for a little bit, do some cleaning. Nathan's at work, so I have the whole day ahead of me. I do want to make some pumpkin bread today. I think that's kind of on my agenda as well. We will definitely be doing a lot of listening and reading today because I have a blanket I'm currently working on. It's my day to chill and relax and reacclimate to Washington weather, and I'm very happy about it because I could not acclimate at all in Jamaica. I think I had like more hacking and coughing fits than I've ever had in my entire life in a span of a week. Anyway, this intro is becoming way too long. It's way too long, and I'm sorry. Sit back, relax, get a cup of tea, a hot chocolate, maybe a coffee, a pumpkin spice latte, and let's just chill. Welcome to the kitchen. I don't know why we're here, except maybe I just felt like standing. It is currently 11:50 a.m. I ordered myself a pizza. Now, did I need to order myself a pizza? No. Did I have pizza 2 days ago? Yes. Do I care? No. I didn't realize how big of a book this really is. So I've listened to almost 4 hours of this book. I've been cleaning, laundry, I did the kitchen a little bit, I did about an hour of crochet, so I made 2 little squares. They're kind of turning a little bit bigger than I want them to, which is kind of annoying, but it really doesn't matter. Because if I don't like it, then I don't know how to use it. It doesn't really matter. I'm just making squares because it's fun. So I'm officially at book 2 now, and they're broken up into books. So that puts me at page 91. And I'm really enjoying it so far. There's clearly a lot going on. If you're not basically white, they don't really want you doing certain things inside of the university. The program that Robin, our main character, is a part of is very huge because he is translating books from his native tongue into English so they can put it down in history and they can read things. He's met friends now who will be with him to help him do this. Robin was kind of dealt a fortuitous hand in the beginning. This random dude finds him, he's incredibly sick and his family is all dead, and he is basically like, look, I'm gonna test you to see if you can use this silver, and the whole magic system is based off of silver, and if you basically pass this test, I'm gonna bring you home to England and where I will train you and get you up to speed on how to speak Latin and Greek. You're gonna keep speaking your normal tongue and you're gonna be turned into an Englishman. And for that, then you will then be going to school, which I will pay for. And it seems like a really good thing, but you gotta remember, like, this is the 1800s and, you know, it's not great. He gets beaten. His father, his mentor, his father, whatever, is harsh. But I think all in all, how this book has been written so far, it's very well encompassed, and it really just kind of like broaches the topic of uncomfortable things that we're kind of going on right now in our world. I'm really liking it so far. I'm deeply like in it, but right now I feel like I can't listen anymore because my ears hurt because I've been doing this for 4 hours. I don't know if I want to stay in the same world of like dark academia, because if I jump into ninth house, I feel like I'm gonna have a hard time differentiating between Oxford and, I don't know, Yale, I think is where the other one is based off of. I don't really want to get the two switched, and I don't want to like lose ground of what's going on in Babel because there's so much kind of like going on, and I'm still like getting the fundamentals of what is happening. So I do want to physically read something. I just don't know what. Oh, they're already on the way. Yay! My pizza should be here shortly. I'm so scatterbrained. I'm so sorry. Let me go find some books. These are what I got. So I grabbed some books here that I think will be a lot of fun. Be a nice little palette cleanser while I'm reading Babel. So obviously the first one is the 7-Year Slip. I think this is still a wonderful option. The next one I actually have is 12, Not Bad Blood. I finished reading Bad Blood yesterday. Yeah, I started this on the plane and then I actually finished it yesterday on the way home. So this is just like a wrap up of what happened in the Natural series. Personally, my opinion, the first and second book were my favorite. The third one was quite good too. I think the fourth one is my least favorite, purely because it needs a little more oomph. I thought this was a lot of fun and I highly recommend reading the Natural series. They're YA, so they're really quick and fast paced, and they're very entertaining. Last but certainly not least, I was thinking of a thriller, and the last thriller I thoroughly enjoyed was The House Across the Lake. But I've been seeing a lot of reviews lately that Riley Sager is like a hit or miss for some people, and I completely get that. Like, I feel like if I wasn't in the right mood and the certain twist that happened in House Across the Lake didn't hit me the way it should have, I think it probably would have turned me off a little bit. So because I really liked that book, I have been putting this on my TBR forever, which is Lock Every Door. And I'm pretty sure it's like her dream apartment in Manhattan, but the catch is some things are just kind of like not going on right. There's something wrong. That's kind of sketch, but I think that'll be really fun. This is also a little... Thank you. Yeah. I'm not gonna eat this entire thing myself. Nathan will be very... I'm not gonna think about what Nathan is gonna want. And yes, I love Domino's. In the Pacific Northwest, and specifically my area, there is an Alfie's. And if you have Alfie's... But you know what? It's unfortunate that not everyone gets to experience Alfie's, and I can't because it's really expensive and they don't deliver. So I'm not driving into downtown right now. I just don't feel like driving today. I don't want to go anywhere today. I just want to veg. So that being the case, I'm not really sure what I'm in the mood to read. I'm pretty sure if I finish 12, that might be a really good palette cleanser thing right now. Then maybe I can jump back into Babel. I honestly take a drink of your water every time I mess it up. I should have a current tally at this point. So I'm gonna eat. Maybe I'll watch some YouTube a little bit, and then maybe we'll bake some stuff and do some journaling and read. Like, that sounds really good. Alrighty, bye guys. Good morning, everybody. Hi, happy Saturday. I went and got myself a coffee. And I actually also went book shopping today, which was really fun. And if you guys haven't seen that video yet, go check it out because it should be live. A little bit of an update on the books that I have read last night. First being, I finished 12. This was a little bit underwhelming. I feel like it wasn't really necessary for the series. I wish there was a little bit more stuff like jam-packed in there, like more of the actual naturals and themselves in it instead of it being kind of a case in a way. I don't know. I feel like I wanted like a filler episode is what I'm getting at. A really nice, well-rounded, like where everyone is at kind of filler. And I didn't really get that, but I kind of did at the same time. It was fine. It's a novella. Like, I don't really rate novellas, but I mean, I guess I would give it like, I don't know, 2.5, 3 stars. Like, I just feel like you can't really rate them that high. It feels accomplishing to finish up this beefy book and then put it right back on my shelves. So that is really exciting. Now, I bet you're wondering, how is Babel going? Babel is going slow. Babel is going very slow, and I do apologize for that. I am about 36% of the way through. I'm not even halfway yet. I'm having a hard time like listening to it and doing stuff at the same time. Like, I keep listening to it before I fall asleep, which is so bad because I fall asleep and then I forget where I'm at and then I have to keep backtracking. I'm a little past chapter 11. Story's going pretty well so far. Our main character has some stuff happen to him, and that was like a nice like, ooh, action, you know? So it's entertaining. I like to see how this is gonna keep going. It still feels like it's slow for me, but I'm not gonna not good. Order of business for today, because I just got home, I filmed some stuff. I'm probably gonna do a little bit of editing today. I do see my girlfriends today around 2 o'clock. I got about an hour or so, and I think in that time period I'm going to do a little bit of reading. I've been itching for a Sager book, and I think I might just do Lock Every Door by Riley Sager while I'm in the middle of reading Babel. I think this will be a good pick for right now. And then I think we're gonna chill for a little bit until I go upstairs, because my neighbors are, well, my girlfriends live upstairs, so it's actually really cool. So befriending your neighbors is really kind of fun. Let's get the show on the road, shall we? Hi, it's been a couple days because, well, I'm me, and when does a reading vlog ever go according to plan? The last time I talked to you, I said I was gonna read Lock Every Door by Riley Sager, and I ended up actually reading more of Babel. Cool and good news for you, I actually finished Babel today. This was a roller coaster of a book. And I don't really mean that like emotionally. I think I just went through a lot of feelings toward this book because of the structure of it. This reads, no joke, like a history book. It's a historical fantasy. So I know I'm not really getting into like a fantasy book, okay? It's my very first like toe dipping into dark academia. This was not an unpleasant reading. I just found it really, really dry. Like, there's points in this book where there's actual like annotations on the bottom. You see this? They're blurbs for info dumping. Like, I understand that you have to do it a little bit and you can sprinkle it in throughout the book so you can kind of get like an understanding of the world and how things are being built around you. But this was kind of excessive. But other than that, the characters were really well thought out. I really liked Robin as a character. I like his growth. I like the ending of the book. I thought the middle was a bit dry. It's like when their like schooling kind of like builds up and you finally get to like the main point of interest for this entire book, and when that finally happens, the book instantly switches into becoming way, way better. It's just very dry in the beginning, and I didn't really like it very much, which to me is kind of a bummer because a lot of people really like this book. I think, in all honesty, that if you like a history, if you really like literature, like I mean like strong literature, and you like a little bit of fantasy in your writing, I think you'll really enjoy this. I think I got bored, and that's just me. So Babel was good. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't like it very much, but that's okay. In the time of actually reading that book, I did in fact start Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I am in fact on page 124. I was actually checking what chapter this is. Chapter 16, so I'm a little over 100 pages in. This is a lot of fun. This is very fast paced. I sat down and started reading and I read 100 pages. So, and that to me is literally a Riley Sager book. I feel like I can sit down and read a Sager book in like 2 days time. But because I'm enjoying it so much, I'm trying to like milk it in a way. I don't want it to end because it's so fast paced and it's so much fun. If you guys don't know what this is about, I'll give it to you in a rough summary. There's this girl, her name is Jules, and she's not doing well. Like, she lost her job, her boyfriend cheated on her, and she has no money, and her parents are dead. She's scrolling through Craigslist trying to find a job, and she finds this opening for being an apartment sitter. Well, she goes and finds out with the interview, it's like her dream apartment. Well, she's like, okay, cool, what do I gotta do? Well, if you want to get paid $12,000 to stay in this place, paid to stay in your dream apartment, you can't talk to any of the residents. You're not allowed to have anybody over at all. And everything's kind of like under the table. So that's kind of where this is. But everything seems fine and dandy until one of the residents ends up leaving. But because this is Sager, you're instantly got the creepy crawlies and you instantly got the chills. And you're like, oh, this is creepy. Like, this is scary. I don't know how I feel about this. It's a lot of fun. And I'm really enjoying it so far. And I want to read more of it tonight. I think I'm going to park my butt on this here bed, and I think I'm going to read some more of Riley Sager because I really want to finish this. Good night. To go to bed now. Ugh. Hi friends. Ugh, I am so exhausted. I probably look exhausted. I probably look dead inside. It's because I am dead inside. I think the last time I talked to you, I was going to sit down on my very happy bed and read. I did do a little bit, but Nathan really wanted to go to bed and I didn't blame him. I'm currently on page 184 4, so I haven't really read much since last time I talked to you, but I have now decided, because of the vibes of this book, I cannot read it at night. I can't. I tried reading a couple chapters. What are you focusing on? No. I'm to be focused on me. I'm the focused. Sorry about that. My camera is just deciding that something behind me is more important than me. Anyway, I can't read this at night anymore. I can't. Probably because I definitely got spooked. I got really spooked. I got really uncomfortable. And I'm like, why is my character making stupid decisions? But I understand why she's making those decisions. But girlfriend, girly pop, sister, why the hell would you go down to the basement? Why? Why? When you're already scared enough as it is of where you're living, why would you go to the basement? I understand why she did it, okay? There's reasons amplifying to the basement, but I just don't see what the necessity really was to go down there. So that icked me out, and I decided to start reading Zodiac Academy as my little nighttime palette cleanser because this was spooking me. And if you guys know about me and Zodiac Academy, I tried reading the first book about a year ago and it just wasn't for me. It was too cringy and I didn't like a lot of like the characters very much, but I'm told that you just have to keep going. You have to read the first book and then get to the second one, and if you don't like it by the third one, then Zodiac Academy isn't for you. And I really hate that as like a mindset. I'm of the opinion if you have like a very first book in your series, it better be freaking good to keep me there, because if the first book kind of sucks, how am I supposed to think that the next ones are even better? Like, I know there's definitely growth from the author, but sometimes there isn't, and I'm just like, I feel brain dead inside. I'm actually on chapter 3 in Darcy's POV, so that's been pretty cool. If you don't know really anything about Zodiac Academy, it's about these 2 teenage girls who were brought up in foster care, and they're twins. And one day, this weirdo dude just comes knocking on their door and be like, hey, you know what? You don't belong here. You're fae. You're not human. You're fae. So you know what? You're coming with me. You're coming with me. So this guy ends up taking what they're now known as the Vega twins to this place called Zodiac Academy, where they're going to be trained into how to use their supernatural powers. And there's some stuff going on because their parents are actually like the king and queen, but there's also 4 other heirs that are actually also trying to take the throne at the same time. Also like a big bully romance. At least I hear the first 2 books are bully romances. I can't say the rest. I'm gonna push past it and I'm gonna give it a fair shot. So that's where I'm at right now. A lot of people say that this book or this book series is like a dark version of Harry Potter. I don't know about that, but we'll see. And then I found an audiobook to listen to at work, and I might as well like talk about it now. I started The City of Glass. I love this series, but as an adult now, I feel and I do fear that they do not hold up. But it is super nostalgia bait for me to be reading City of Glass, and this is actually by far the best book out of the entire original trilogy. Number 1 is really good for nostalgia, number 2 is my least favorite, but number 3 is definitely my favorite book. You get so much more action in this book. Clary and Jason Simon and the rest of the Shadowhunters are just kind of like moving forward, and the big overarching doom of Valentine is finally here, and it's very entertaining. So I'm on like page 447, so I literally have a little bit about this book left, and I'm really sorry I didn't like start this with you guys. I just need something to listen to. Plans for the day. I think I'm going to wrap up this reading vlog, reading a little bit more of this. I don't know if we're going to finish all 3 books, but we are definitely going to be finishing City of Glass in this vlog as well. So that's at least 2 books under our belt. We will see. But I did in fact start 2 other books. Yay! I was editing my video and I realized I did not wrap up at all, which shame on me. Let's talk about all the books that we finished in this vlog. We finished in total 3 books. Quite honestly, we kind of went through one together and I listened to one book off camera for most of it and I read most of this. It feels like off camera, but we're gonna talk about it anyway. So the first book we ended up finishing together was Babel. I realized that I've been saying this Babel and Babel like one too many times wrong, and I do apologize. I have already given like my full thoughts on Babel, so I don't really want to go too much into it, but I wish I liked this book more than I was anticipating. Kind of thinking about it now that I've had it like sit for a little bit, I still have to agree with what I said about this book. I think I would still recommend it. I think if you really like literature and a lot of world building and a deeper meaning and a lot of plot driven, I think you'll really like this book. I don't really know what to really say about this. I think I'm gonna give this like a 3.75 for. It was fun. I think it was a little too brain heavy for me at the time. I definitely preferred listening to this as an audiobook instead of physically reading it. I did in fact have to go back and reread a lot, but I feel like it's just because as you're having a narration going through your head, we have our main narrator who is following Robin. In between the story that's going on, there is a female voice and she starts doing like the subscripts and she does more of the world building. But I would like to annotate this, and I think I would probably skip the little things down here. If I were to be actually reading the book, I would have skipped it. Knowing in the audiobook that it is added in there, it just kind of like pulls you away from the book. At least for me. Because here I am in the story, I'm getting through it, and I'm having a great time, and then this female voice just interrupts me and is incredibly rude. I had a good time. I also didn't. I still would recommend it, and I still stand by what I said before on this book. Next book. I started this book off camera. I really did not get into this, and I don't want to talk too much about this book because it is part of a series. I think the original trilogy, as me at like 13 reading these, I was absolutely obsessed with these books. Nostalgia wise, I could still say that I love these, but rereading them as an adult, they don't really hold up too much. These are very young adult, and there's a trope in here that I think a lot of people just will super get icked out by, like super get icked. And I remember reading the first book and then finding out about this trope. I was legitly pissed off. Like, how dare you do that to me? But I kept reading it because I was like, I'm so intrigued. There's no way. I'm like thinking to myself at like 13, there's no way that is the case. Like, you can't do that to me. If you want to read Cassandra Clare, and I've already said this, I think you need to start with the Infernal Devices and see if you like the world first. I think that you should give this honestly a shot. If you don't like these, that's okay. You don't have to read them. I wanted to, and I'm happy I did. This is a wonderful conclusion to the original trilogy. I had a wonderful time getting back into this world, and I would highly recommend reading them and not listening to it as an audiobook, because in my head, I hear my characters a certain way. And the narrator of this book in particular made my favorite character sound super whiny, and I just get really put off by that. They're like teenagers, okay? They act like teenagers in here. I know they sound like teenagers, but Jace does not sound like that to me, okay? Like, I was super icked, especially in book 2, making him sound so whiny. He is not that whiny, okay? He is cool. I am a Jace girl through and through, and you just can't tell me otherwise. I had a good time rereading this. This is definitely the best one of the original 3 because there's so much action in here. There's so much storyline going on. There's so much like, what happening? Especially as a first time reading it. Like, I remember how I felt reading this series for the first time. I don't know. I can't stress it enough. Try them out. If you don't like them, she writes other books that are just as good, if not better. So just try them. Let's talk about Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. So this is my second Sager book. I want to talk about this, and I might be here for a hot minute. So let's grab a coffee. Grab a coffee. I'm like readjusting because we need to talk. Now, I've only read 2 books by him. This one and The House Across the Lake. I started this book and I was like, oh damn, I'm so excited to be in a Riley Sager world. I'm very happy about this. And the whole premise of this is really kind of creepy. We're getting the logistics of what Jules has to do in order to stay at the Bartholomew. There's some shady shit going on in this book, okay? There's some shady shit. And you're trying to like figure it out with her, but she's so broke, guys. Like, she will do anything for money. And I get it, especially if you're being paid under the table $12,000 cash to just stay in a house. Of course you're gonna just like follow the rules. I mean, why wouldn't you? This book had me in a chokehold for a bit, and I couldn't read it at night because I spooked myself really bad. And then you guys saw me literally sitting outside on my porch reading this book. I, in that clip, finished this book in that sitting. And I'm sitting outside until about 9 o'clock at night reading this book. And I ate through this. This was slowly becoming a 5-star book. This was giving me that feeling until it didn't. Until I plummeted into being like, what the hell did I just read? This ending severely pissed me off. It was such a build-up trying to figure out what is happening in this house, because it started to talk about ghosts and stuff, and as soon as that started to like become a thing, I just started to laugh. I'm like, cool, our main character is scared of ghosts. I'm a follower of Zach Baggins. If you guys haven't seen Ghost Adventures, old Zach Baggins gives you spook, okay? Current Zach Baggins, you just have to laugh at because it's so clearly fake, you can't get behind it. That is how I felt reading this book. I'm like, the build-up in the beginning is so good, like early Zach Baggins, but the further I went on, I'm like, oh my god, this is fake. I cannot believe that. Like, and I'm not spoiling anything for you because it has nothing to do with ghosts, okay? It's just a scary factor of the book that this has a lot of history, and that's the whole point, is like, things and people have died in the Bartholomew, and this is spooky, and you're living in a spooky place. We get it. I'm just upset that I had such a great build-up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. And then the ending happens. What was that? Like, what was that? I'm annoyed. I find that rude. I find that quite rude. Actually, I felt lied to. Like, I'm expecting so much more, and I didn't get that. And I'm just bummed. This had such potential, and I feel like I tripped and fell on my face. I think you need to read it, because I need to talk to someone about this ending, and about this plot line. I need to talk to somebody about this book. But you know what I can say about this book? It is utterly bingeable. I might be complaining a bit about how this plot twist kind of like made me upset, but I'm still thinking about it. And that's what's crazy. The book's good, okay? I think it's good. I just think I hated the ending. Sager is bingeable. I feel like you could pick up a Sager book and fly through it. His writing is so fast-paced, easy to read, quick, short chapters, and it throws you into it, like, instantly. I liked it. I had a really good time reading it. It is so bingeable and so fun, and I need to talk to someone about this ending, because if you liked it or thought it was perfect or you thought the build-up was appropriate, I need to know what people are thinking about this. But yeah, these are the 3 books that we finished in today's video. I'm happy that I read these. We have a little bit of everything going on in here. I highly recommend you read all 3 of them, actually. I know we talked a little bit about Zodiac Academy. I'm just gonna say I finished it, and I'm not gonna talk about it because that is gonna be in a different video. This is my first time trying long form content. Let me know if you like it. I was in a film rut, and this is different for me, and I'm really enjoying this right now. My cats are scratching at the door because they want to come in. They can't pick which one they want. They want in, out, in, out. Dude, what is this? What is this? Sometimes I just crack myself up, and I just do the stupidest thing. I'm gonna say goodbye now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit like, follow, and subscribe. You'll be notified every time I upload if you hit that bell. I hope you guys are having a really good spooky season, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.